Actually, April 29th of 2008. It came out in the New York Times, but it actually came out from what we call PNAS, which is the Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences. And one of the co-authors is named Susan Jagey. She was a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Michigan in psychology. And I just want to read this to you because this shows that everybody can do this. No one can form this program. It says, memory training shown to turn up brain power. My memory got better, but my eyes didn't, okay? And it says the new study, this has little guy's brains working out the weights inside of his brain. He says the new study has shown that it found it may be possible to train people to be more intelligent, increasing the brain power they had at birth. Until now, it had been widely assumed that the kind of mental ability that allows us to solve new problems without having any relevant previous experience, what psychologists call fluid intelligence, is innate and cannot be taught. But in the new study, researchers describe a method for improving this skill, along with experiments to prove it works. The key researchers found was carefully structured training in the working memory. That's what the fluid intelligence is. That's the working memory. See, my working memory is trained. You all have perfect memories. Everything you've ever seen, heard, or read in your lifetime is still be on a non-erasable tape. The problem is when you brought it in a parallel mode. So for you to be able to get back out, you have to line it back here to get back out. We teach you how to take the cognitive ability of your mind and align the conscious and the subconscious ability, so when it comes in one way. It can't only come in one way, it can only come out one way. Your mind will say, thank you. Thank you for giving it to you the right way. I'm going to give it back to you the right way. And therefore, all stress is subsided. It's all suppressed. But you know what? You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, I'm going to teach you the system, how it works, but I need for you to lock this in. F stands for what? Good. P stands for what? And the G stands for glue. Now, the glue, as I said, is VIA, V-I-A, vivid visualization, imagination, and action. Now, I'm going to teach you a set of files, okay? We create these files right here in this room. Now, these files will be files you can look around and you can see. But walk along with me to help me out, because what you have to have is a file, picture, glue, okay? The first file we're going to create is going to be this table right here. You say table. File number one is table. File number two, we're going to make this panel. Say panel. File number two is panel. File number three, we're going to make that mirror right there. Say the mirror. File number three is a mirror. File number four, we're going to make that camera back there. Just say camera. File number four is a camera. File number five, we're going to make those doors right there. Just say doors. And you can look right around and see them, okay? So file number five is doors. File number six is that exit sign right up there. Just say exit. File number six is exit. File number seven, we're going to make that chandelier right there. Just say chandelier. File number seven. File number eight, we're going to make that divider right there. Just say divider. File number eight is divider. File number nine, we're going to make that microphone. Just say mic. File number nine is mic. And file number 10, we'll make this flip chart. Just say chart. Let's go back. What's number 10? Chart. What's number 9? Mic. Number 8? Divider. Good. Number 7? Good. Number 6? Good. Number 5? Doors. Good. Number 4? Camera. Good. Number 3? Mirror. Good. Number 2? And number 1. Now, those are the files. I'm going to give you some pictures to put on these files. Then we're going to glue them together. Remember everything? File, picture, glue. All right? File number one is a table. I want every one of you to have, right out in front of you, you have a sack of produce. Okay? Now, the opposite word here is produce. But you may have different types of produce. Like Dave's produce may be tomatoes. Eve's produce may be cantaloupe, right? Al's may be bananas, okay? Kevin's may be rutabagas. I don't care what kind of produce, okay? But the key word is produce. It is Kevin, right? Okay, good. So you all have a sack of produce. Now, Dave, what kind of produce do you have? All right, Dave has tomatoes. Now, Dave, I want you to take your tomatoes, which is your picture for produce, okay? And I want you to put your produce, the tomatoes, on that table with a lot of action, but you can't move. So how do you get them there? You got to throw them, right? Or he may have got out-of-body experience and float over there and stack them all over the table, right? Or draw them around the table. But the key word is you put produce on the table. File number one, okay? What's file number two? Panel. Okay, Jane, we'll let you do this one. Jane, on the panel right here, I want you to put a clock. It could be a grandfather clock, a wristwatch, it could be a Big Ben, it could be a cuckoo clock, an antique clock, it doesn't matter. What kind of clock do you want to put there?
Antique.
An antique clock, okay? Now you're going to have some glue, because the file is your panel, the picture is your clock, and the glue is how you put it there. So how are you going to put the antique clock on there? You're going to screw it on, you're going to nail it, how you do it?
I'm going to screw it on.
Go to screw it on. Take a screwdriver, screw it, and there's your action, okay? The vivid visualization, imagination, and action. She screwed it on, so there it is. File, picture, glue. So we put a clock here on number 2. What's file number 3?
Mirror.
Okay, let's see. It's John right here, right? John, on the mirror right there, I want you to put a phone. It could be an iPhone. It could be a phone booth. It could be a Mickey Mouse phone. It could be a princess phone. I don't care what kind of phone. The key thing, I want you to put a phone in. So the file is your mirror. The picture is a phone. The glue is how you put this. What kind of phone do you want to use, John? An iPhone. Okay, how do you put it up there?
Velcro tape.
Velcro tape. Yeah, you put Velcro tape right there with a phone. This is an iPhone. Now, Rockies may be a phone booth. You know, like they're red, British, okay? The key thing is you put a phone on number 3. What do you put on the table? Produce. What do you put on the panel? Good. What do you put on the mirror? Good. Okay, file number 4 is the camera right back there. Is it Carl?
Yeah.
Okay, Carl, on file number 4 right there, the camera, I want you to put a goalpost, like a football goalpost, okay? Now, it could be the old H type that had 2 pipes that come up with a pipe in the middle. It could be the new Y type. What kind do you like, Carl?
The new Y type.
The Y type, okay? Now, the file is the camera, the goalpost is your picture, and the glue is how you put it there. How are you going to put it there?
I don't know. Bag of sand.
I'm sorry?
A bag of sand. Stick it in.
Bag of sand, you put it in, put cement and all that, right? The key thing is put a goalpost here. Yours may be an H type, doesn't matter, but a goalpost is number 4. What's file number 5? Okay, Bill Griffin. File number 5, right in the doors. Remember those reward signs back in when they had the cowboy days, wanted, dead or alive? Bill, this is a special one that has your face in it. But if they catch you alive, Bill, not dead. If they catch you alive, how much you can be worth? $10,000. No lack of self-esteem here, folks. $10,000. One lady said, listen, Harold, just put a dollar up there. I don't want anybody looking for me, okay? All right, but I want you all to do this, because when you do it, you embrace it, okay? So the key thing you'll put up on the file, on the doors, is a reward sign. With your face put on it, you can do it for $10,000, but you can do it a special way. You can take this stick incense, like the hippies used to burn those canoe trays, and my tour over here, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, you can take this stick incense, you can burn the edges of his reward sign, and make it look antique. Now, you know, a rich man do a little different. He may come out here and take his incense out of a quiver like Robin Hood, with his face and reward sign, and he may shoot it up there, boing, and make it stick up. The key thing you're going to do on the doors is reward sign with your face on it, put on with incense. Reward sign, your face, put on with incense. File number 5. What's file number 6? Okay, let's see. Terry, going to introduce you. Terry, on the exit sign right there, I want you to put a mobile home. Okay? It could be a double wide, it could be a single wide, it could be a triple wide, like Huckabee lived in Arkansas when they reached the mansion. It could be a FEMA trailer. Woo, okay. All right, a mobile home. It could be a Winnebago, I don't care. Now the file is a negative sign, the picture is a mobile home, and the glue is how you put it there. What kind do you want to put up there, Terry?
Drive it up on a ramp.
Drive it up on a ramp, okay? Is it a double wide, single wide?
Double wide.
Double wide. You drive it up on a ramp, okay? The key thing is you put a mobile home on the exit sign. File number 6. What's file number 7? Okay, chandelier. Bob, don't use them. Bob, right there on the chandelier, file number 7, I want you to put money. Bob, be as much money as you want to in whatever denomination. The file is the chandelier, money is your picture, and the glue is how you put it there. How much money in what denomination? $1 million bill. $1 million, I've seen one of those. Okay, $1 million bill, right down that chandelier. The operative word is money, okay? Now, Brent may put $1,000 in pennies. See, the larger the light, the more animated, the better it is. But you put money on the chandelier. What file number what? What file number is it? 7. Okay. Is it Eric?
Yes.
Okay, Eric. On file number 8 right there, which is the divider, I want you to put, I'm not trying to gross you out, Eric, okay? I want you to put a human brain. Okay? Now, you know, Miss Steve Martin, there are 2 brains walking around like formaldehyde. Eric, I want you to put that brain on the divider. Now, the file is the divider, the brain's your picture, and the glue is how you put that. How you going to do it?
Spear.
Spirit in there. Man, we need to talk about that. That's good. Okay. All right, you can spear that brain. That's not how to put it down. The key thing is you put a brain on the divider. File number 8. What's file number 9? The mic. Okay, let's see. Is it Gerald? Okay, Gerald. On file number 9 down on the microphone, Gerald, I want you to put a 1-bedroom efficiency apartment. Now, how do you put a 1-bedroom efficiency apartment on that microphone? Now, the file of the microphone, the 1-bedroom efficiency apartment is your picture, and the glue is how you put it there. How you do it?
A large crane.
A large crane. You can just mount it right on top, okay? Now, Gerald's one-bedroom official apartment happened to be 9,000 square feet, kind of a nice one-bedroom official apartment. Okay? The key thing is put a one-bedroom official apartment right here on the microphone, file number 9, right? What's file number 10? The chart, right here, okay. Jeff, let's do this. Jeff, on the chart right here, I want you to put your favorite team. Of course, that's the Dallas Cowboys, right? Woo, I'm sorry. What's your favorite team?
49ers.
49. I was up in Minnesota doing a program for this 3M Corporation about almost a year ago. And I said, of course, that's the Dallas Cowboys, right? I said, son, don't you know you're in Viking country? I said, whatever. And little did I know they're going to beat us last year. Okay, in the playoffs. All right, so you put 49ers. How do you put 49ers on the chart? And the chart you file, the 49ers is your favorite team, and how you put them there with a lot of action.
I got Joe Montana throwing the football, hitting that.
Yes, he's still there. Joe Montana's throwing the football right through that chart. The key thing is you all put your favorite team there. Now, who can give me all 10 files of what we put on there? Okay, David, thank you. Did you volunteer? Is it David right here? Is it David in the yellow shirt? Your name's not David?
James.
James?
White shirt?
Is it James?
It is James.
James, I'm sorry, I thought I heard David for you. All right, James, what did you put on the table?
Tomatoes?
Good. Tortoise. What did you put on the panel? Good. What did you put on the mirror?
I put lipstick.
I'm sorry?
He put lipstick.
Lipstick, all right, that's good, okay. You drew a phone with lipstick, right? Okay. The kid thing, you put a phone there. What did you put in the corner, James?
On the camera?
Yeah?
Goalpost.
Camera, okay. Goalpost. Now, was you an H type or Y type?
It was Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. All right, what did you put on the doors?
Wanted poster.
With what in it?
$10,000 reward for that.
In his face. What sign of your face put on with incense? Okay, that's what you want to remember. What's file number 6 on the exit sign? What did you put up there?
I didn't put anything on that.
Double wide.
Oh, the double, Texas double wide.
Double wide mobile home. Mobile home is the key word. Okay. Mobile home on the exit sign. What did you put on the chandelier, James?
$1 million bill.
$1 million bill. Good. Money.
Right.
What did you put on the divider?
Brain.
Brain. Good. What did you put on the mic?
Efficiency.
With a big crane, you drop it down top.
Crane put something on there.
One bedroom efficient apartment, right? Okay, and what you put on, you put your favorite team, what did you put his?
No, I had Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Okay, give him a hand, did a good job. Now, I know you say, who cares? What can I do with this, right? Well, let me ask you something. Let's say that President Obama threw in, yes, I'm sorry, James.
What really confused me though was why we had the second set of pictures, because we already knew we had tomatoes, panel, mirror, camera, door, exit sign, chandelier, divider, mic, and easel. 'Cause
What's the second set?
they're already visual. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see every one of them.
Yes.
They're there.
Yes, and that's
And then
good.
I put the goalpost on, it's like, well, where's this going at? Do you mind sharing something there?
Now, what's the second set of pictures you're talking about? The first one is the files,
Yeah,
and the second one is what we put on them?
yeah, because there was already a picture of the table there, so why'd it have to have the tomatoes?
Yes, what's the difference between the
Tomatoes
files
and
and
flowers.
I'm missing something here.
Picture.
Okay, what's the difference having a file there and you only put a picture there?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you, okay? Let's say that President Obama flew down to check on the VP blowout. God love him. It kind of hurt me because I was Oracle one time and now my stock is VP. But anyways, he flew down here checking on the blowout and he came up through Jacksonville. He said, when I come back, and let's say he picked Al, he said, Al, when I come back to Jacksonville, he said, I want you to lead a brainstorming session. Al would say, yes, sir, Mr. President, how much time do you want me to take? So it would take about 20 minutes. We have every government employee in the state of Florida in Jacksonville, in a convention center. So he flies off, comes back a couple months later, thousands of government employees in the auditorium, and he expects Al to come up with a PowerPoint system, a tray of slides, some note cards or something. But you know what Al did? He went home, like all of us, and he formulated his speech. He did the introduction, the body of it, the summary. I've heard people get in front of the mirrors and, memorize their speeches, but taking paper sacks and drawing names and faces and talking to paper sacks. But you know what? He didn't have to do that, and neither do you. Let's say President Obama says, okay, come on up, Al. Now, President Obama's behind the podium. Now, he expects Al to walk up with something. Al has nothing in his hand. And President Obama said, the Secret Service man, maybe I chose the wrong person. He didn't have anything in his hand, didn't have a slide, no cards. But you know what? Al walks up without anything, and he grabs the microphone away from President Obama. That kind of spooks him, nobody's done that before. So all of a sudden, he says, President Obama asked me to lead a brainstorming session. You all have some excellent ideas. Let's get them out on the table today. The first thing I want to talk about is how here in the state of Florida, how can we produce more? How can we improve our productivity? How can we improve our production? Let's talk about how to produce more here in Florida. Then he says, you know, the next thing, he pulls that sack of produce right off that table. He says, you know, the next thing I want to talk about today is, every one of you have the same amount of time to get your job done in a day as everyone else. But I notice some of you get more done in a day's time than others. Let's talk about your, you know, using a day planner, a things to do list. You know, let's talk about your, you know, time management. He pulls that clock right off of that panel. Talk about time management for a few minutes. He says, you know, you all have to deal with your constituents, deal with your agencies, deal with Washington. Let's talk about your telephone etiquette. Let's talk about your customer service. Let's talk about your communication factor. He pulls that phone right off that mirror. He says, you know, every year, you know, President Obama sets goals for y'all. I'm the prime minister, I'm not the government, but he says, you know, I know, you know, you probably would rather people set your own goals, right? Let's talk about goal planning. Is it achievable? Is it believable? Is it measurable? Can we set deadlines? He pulls that goalpost right off the camera. He talks about goal planning. He says, you know, I'm the prime minister, but I know in the government you'd probably like to have more reward and incentive programs. Woo! All of a sudden, President Obama jumps up, grabs the microphone back away from Al, and he says, you know, and for 20 minutes he apologizes of why he wanted Al to talk about reward and incentive programs. He kind of finally cools the truth down, you know. He says, okay, Al, now in the past, if Al didn't have a system like you all are showing today, what would happen is when President Obama turned to Al, he said, okay, Al, go ahead. Al would get what we call in the public speaking arena, that doe-eyed look. You ever see a head like hit a doe deer? President Obama said, go ahead, Al. Go ahead, Al. But you know, Al didn't worry about that, neither do you. He said, oh, I understand, President Obama, we can't talk about reward and incentive programs that be voted by the budget committee, flow down through both houses down to the states. I know we can't talk about reward and incentive programs. But the one thing, the reason most of you today are in this job in the government today, and you started many years ago, is because when you came to work here, you had a place to go. Let's talk about your career development. Let's talk about your upward mobility. Let's talk about how to hire the right kind of people and have a place for them to go. Let's talk about your upward mobility. We talked about that for a few minutes. Right after that exercise, goes that mobile home off. Then the next thing he says, you know, I know we can't talk about reward and incentive programs, but you know what? If the state of Florida makes more money, then maybe talk about making reward and incentive programs. Now, I know President Obama today we can't talk about reward and incentive programs. Let's talk about some money-making propositions. He pulls that $1 million bill off of that chandelier. Talk about how to make more money in the state of Florida. He says, you know, in the year 2011, 2012, we're going to work smarter, not harder, but to use our brain power more. We're going to have to develop our people. Let's talk about how to work smarter, not harder. He pulls that brain right off that divider. Talk about how to work smarter. He says, you know, if we do just half of what we talked about today, our efficiency level is going to be just like a hockey stick. It's going to go straight up and straight out. And straight out, and straight out. You know why? Because you have it in your mind. You know what you're doing, so your efficiency gets much better. But you know why I know every one of you can do that in this room today, President Obama said? Or Al says to President Obama? It's because every one of you are good team players. Give him a hand, did a great job. Woo! That young man, he didn't even use a note. Bull! He had mega notes hanging all the way around the room. But he's the only one who could sing them. Folks, you know what the number one fear in America is today? The number one fear in America is public speaking. You know what the number two fear is? Death. If I got to talk, they shoot me. That's why people fear. They don't want to get up here. They're afraid their PowerPoint system is going to go out. The tray of slides is going to be out of order. Or the note card's going to blow off the podium. God love him, President Obama uses those prompters too. I don't think he has enough budget money next year to use those, so he may have a problem. But here's the thing. You won't need those prompters, and he wouldn't either if he went through this. You know why? Because you all will learn the system just now. Now, just as easily, we put right there a sack of produce. Couldn't we put what? Candy. And right there in that panel, couldn't we put what? Balloons. And right there in that mirror, couldn't we put what? The sea. And over there in that camera, couldn't we put what? The beach. And right there on the doors, couldn't we put what? Huh? A boiler. And on that number 6 up there, the exercise, couldn't we put what? An airplane. And number 7 over there, couldn't we put what? Yes. How about number 8? From number 8 up there, you couldn't put what? A burner. And on number 9, couldn't you put a gas station there? Yeah. And over here, number 10, couldn't you put what? Orlando? Sure you could, folks. Because you have a place to put it. You see, information is power, folks. When you have it at your middle fingertips, you're in control. You're in power. Now, I'm going to teach you another set of files real quick, and I'm going to break here in a minute. But it's a set of files that I use every day, maybe sometimes 25 times a day. It's called body files. And I'm going to teach it to you. It's right on your body. And I'll tell you why these body files are so important. I used to fly from Anchorage, Alaska, back to Dallas, Texas for a couple-day meeting, then back on plane, back up to Anchorage, Alaska. And you know what? I did my daytime on the plane in Seattle. If my assistant wasn't with me, I didn't know where to go, where to see, and to be there. Folks, I don't carry one around now. I know where I'm going, who I have to see, the address, the phone, the fax, the zip code, and I load it on Sunday night and Monday morning for the whole week. And you know what, folks? You know why I use my body files? I've never walked out of my office or my house and left it on my leg. It's always with me everywhere I go. But you know what? It's a good set of files. Now, I'm going to teach you a set of files real fast. File number one, now don't change the names of these files or the numbers. Everything is taught as a memory matrix, okay? File number one, I want you to wiggle your toes in your shoes and say toes. File number one is your toes. I want you to pat your knees and say knees. File number two is your knees. I want you to rub this part of your leg, it's called a muscle, not a thigh, and say muscle. File number three is muscle. I want you to pat your rear, only your rear, and say rear. Now don't call it a hernia, buttock, derriere, tush, or booty. It's a rear. Do not change the name of it. Everything's tied together for a reason. So file number four is your rear. File number five, I want you to rub the exterior part of your lung bracket and say lungs. File number five is your lungs. Now there's 10 files in your body files. The first five is the midpoint of your body. The last five have to be the top part, right? So file number five is your lungs. File number six, I want you to rub your shoulder and say shoulder. File number six is your shoulder. File number seven, I want you to grab your collar and say collar. File number seven is your collar. File number eight, I want you to rub your face and say face. File number nine, I want you to take the point of your finger and touch the point of your head, say point. File number nine is your point. File number 10, folks, is not in your body, but will always be wherever you go. Look right up and say ceiling. Let's go backwards. File number 10. Ceiling. What's file number 9? Point. File number 8. Face. File number 7. File number 6. File number 5. File number 4. Rear. File number 3. File number 2. Knees. File number 1. All right, folks, those are 10 files. Now I'm going to tell you real quickly, we're going to put something on. On your toes, I want you to imagine right next to me is a 6 foot tall bumblebee. 6 foot tall, weighs 220 pounds, he has a golf club in his hand. Now that's your picture. Your file is your toe, so take that bumblebee, 220 pound bumblebee with a golf club in his hand, and smash him right to your toe. Boom! What'd you smash on your toe? How much does he weigh? What's he have in his hand? Good. File number 2 is your knee. Now don't literally do this, okay? I want you to reach over and grab someone's rear end and put it right on your knee. I don't care, just put someone's rear on your knee. Okay, what do you put on your knee? Someone's what? Good. What do you put on your toe? 6 foot tall? Good. File number 3 is your muscle. I want you to take a branding iron, like those Texas cattlemen use, those rustlers, you know, and it has, instead of a brand like a letter, it has one ST for first. Just brand your muscle with shh, a little pain to help remember, okay? But what do you brand your muscle? First, one ST, file number 3. What's file number 4? Rear. I want you to put one trophy on this cheek and one trophy on this cheek. All right, so what do you put on your rear? 2 what? Trophies. What do you put on your toes? 6 foot tall? How much does it weigh? What's in his hand? What do you put on your knee? Someone's rear. What do you brand your muscle? First. What do you put on this cheek? And another? File number 5 is your lungs. I want to take a big giant ear and put on this lung, and a big giant set of lips and put on this lung. Okay, so what do you put on this lung? A big what? Ear. A big giant set of what? Lips. Good. File number 5, right? File number 6 is your shoulder. I want you to take and put one head on the shoulder, put one head on the shoulder. Okay, what would you put on your shoulders? Yes. What's file number 7? I want you to imagine you have a circular saw blade, you know, with the teeth on the outside, and the saw blade is spinning around your collar, okay? But it's spinning around your collar, but it has 4 posts on it. One on the left front, one on the right front, one on the left rear, and one on the right rear. So what's spinning around your collar? Saw blade. And how many posts does it have on it? 4. Let's go back and reconstruct. What do you put on your toes? A 6 foot tall? How much does he weigh? What do you have in his hand? Okay, what do you put on your knee? Someone's rear. What do you brand your muscle? First. What do you put on this cheek? Trophy. And another? Trophy. Right here, big giant ear. Big giant set of lips. Right here, you put a and another? And what's spinning around your collar? How many posts does it have on? 4. Folks, what I just taught you is what people read the book for 10 years and still can't get it right. I just taught you Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Managers. Number 1 is always be proactive. Number 2 is always begin with the end in mind. Number 3 is always first things first. Number 4 is always have a win-win solution. File number 5 is always listen to understand before speaking to be understood. File number 6 is always have synergism. 2 heads are better than 1. And file number 7 is always sharpen your saw. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Give yourself a hand, you got them! Pictures. Now, if I told you to remember those 50 hours again, you'd have somewhere to start now, wouldn't you? But folks, your life's that way. You got to learn how to kind of fine-tune your brain. Now, everyone can do this. I don't care if you, my oldest student was actually in Houston, Texas. Her name was Betty Finkelstein. She was 89 years old. She came, I tell you how active she was. She was still taking night courses with her daughter at U of H. She came up after the workshop and said, oh, I wish I had this 67 years ago. So now I tell people, don't allow people 300 above to come to the workshop. So folks, you all have this innate ability lying dormant in your mind. It's just a matter of learning how to turn the switch on. Now I will leave you with a final thought. And it goes like this. When you get what you want and you struggle for self, and the world makes you king for the day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it's not your father, your mother, or even your wife whose judgment upon you must pass. But the man whose verdict counts most in his life is the man looking back from that glass. For some may call you a square shooting chum, and the other's a wonderful guy. But the man in the glass says you only have bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. He's the one to impress, never mind the rest, because he's there with you clear up till the end. And then you have passed the most difficult test, when the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down your pathway of years, and get pats on your back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartache and tears if you cheated the man in the glass. Now folks, to be competitive in the business world from now on, you got to improve. You got to fine tune it. And you can do this till the day you die. Because now they show that with the research we have with the plasticity of the brain, you can rewire your brain every day. You know what? You don't have to worry about that number 9 gas regulator or that number 5 boiler. You know what? You can rewire this all the time and have new information. And you can do it. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be here after.
Just curious, what was the glue that you remember by name?
Well, what we do in our workshop is a 7-hour program. It's a memory matrix. The last hour is what we call a mock cocktail party. No alcohol, okay? But we use a 6-step process to teach you how to remember names. Now, I can tell you how to do it, but you still won't help, okay? Because you need to learn how to handle abstracts, how to do phonetic values. We teach formulas. At TI every month we teach 6 Sigma, okay? At Xerox we teach a 6-step decision wheel. At AT&T we teach how to remember the microbiology board. So it's a process of learning how to just come up with pictures. But you all the file, what you? When you walk out, you take the picture with you. When you walk back in, you bring the picture back in. That's why I know this is Richard, that's Cheryl, that's Don, that's Brent, or that's Rodney, or that's, is it Bill? Bill? Or that's, I didn't get you, sorry. Jeff? Jeff? And this is Jeff here. And it's Steve, right? And then, of course, Rick and then Eric. And I didn't hear those ones in the back, but of course Bob and Al and Rocky and Terry and Dave and Eves and Al and John and Jane. And let's see, this is Greg and it may be John too, right? No? Yeah. What? Dan. Dan, okay, yeah, Dan. And of course James and Kevin and Jack and Becky. And I heard some of them. Peter, let's see, Carl, Robert. Is it Trish? Mm-hmm. Trish. But you know what, folks? I'm using a technique that I learned from Mr. Griffin, Bill, years ago, 21 years ago, and I had the worst room in the world, but it works for everyone. So you can do it. Give yourself a hand, you did a great job.
What a session. I think this gives us some more practical tools to take home with us, and I don't think we'll ever forget this.
And I'd like to hear more, any questions, come over and try, I think.
What's your name?
Harold. Harold.